Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Of course, we got another video today, and it's going to be a really cool looking, very different, yet very simple medieval tavern slash inn. So stay tuned, let's get through the intro and get on with the video. Alright, you already know what to do. Freeze it, pause it, get these dimensions, and then we can get on with the actual time lapse. Didn't mean to scare you there, it was a little loud, but hey, there you go. So here we have, we're building, this is going to be a 3-story high, actually I think 4-story maybe? Either way, we're going to get through it. I think it's 4 stories. But what we're going to do is we're going to build this base. We're going to use some stone cobblestone, which fits the medieval fantasy theme so well. And we're going to build that up 6 high all the way around. So it's really actually 5 high, 5 high, but that's pretty much going to be 5 high from the ground. And then there's going to be, you know, I call it the boundary layer, which is going to separate the flooring at each level, you know, of the building. So what I did is I used some log blocks and just did an outline for each story. Now, as they go up, they're going to change the shape ever so slightly more towards the back of the build than the front or sides. But as you can see, we have a very simple design here. It's just a big old square. Now what you're going to do is you're going to build up the corners 5 high once again. And you're going to fill them in with whatever material you want. But I decided to use plaster because I just love white plaster with these builds. I think it just looks phenomenal. And what I did is I left a couple room, you know, a couple spaces for windows, you know, and you can put them however you want. I decided to have a 3 by wide window and a 2 by wide window. Here on the other left side of the build, if you're facing the front, you're going to want to leave that center open because that's actually going to be where a little jut out is going to be. And then on this back side, I actually messed up. Instead of having it even with the corner, you're going to go out 1. Okay, you're going to go out 1 space. So this second story is going to stretch 1 block out towards the back, 1 block. And you're going to put some supports here, and this is going to be where more windows are. You can see I filled it in and then knocked a hole out 3 blocks tall, dead in the center, filled in the center with no windows, because you're going to see why whenever we do the fly around. And then once again, same thing. Now for the right side of the build, fill that in with a solid. You can put windows there if you want, but that's pretty much where the outside patio balcony is going to be. So it's not really a necessary thing you have to do. So moving on, here we're going to do the layer again, and we're going to get done with that, and that's going to be the 3rd story. Now this one, you can see I already made it jut out 1 more in the back. So like I said, each layer is a little different. So it's going to jut out 1 more in the back, and then we're actually going to go 2 out from the front section. Okay, so if you're, you know, looking at that 3rd story, the 3rd layer, you're going to go 2 blocks out, and then just there you go, you're going to have it, and then 1 block above it, above the 2nd block. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to go out 1 block, 2 blocks out on the backhand side. And you can see what I'm doing here. It's just adding a little bit of different shapes and adding some different symmetry to this build. I didn't want it to just be simply a square or rectangle. I wanted to kind of mix things up and make it a little different. So you can see it looks kind of ridiculous and crazy, but I really hope that you can customize this build and be able to make it your own just from watching this video. Now, once again, in most of my videos, I do advise slow it down a little bit, you know, make it a little easier for you to pay attention to, but I just love the way this build comes out, and I think you will too. On the front and back sides, we're only going to build it up 4 high or 5 high. We're going to do some Tudor blocks for a foundation, and then 4 normal white or gray Tudor all the way around. But on the left and right hand sides of the builds, you're going to do the Tudor block at the bottom and then do 5 white or gray Tudor blocks high. So the sides are going to be 1 block higher than the front and back sides. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's very easy once you start building it, and it can work very well. But you're going to want to do that, and you're just going to want to continue to fill it in and kind of customize and edit the build however you want. Now at this point of the video, I'd just like to say, if you're enjoying this content, you know, of course, I got to give you the spill. If you like the content, if you like the videos, you like the builds, you like all that good stuff, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're over 800 subscribers, and that is absolutely phenomenal. Every time we hit like 100, 6, 7, 800, when we get to 9 and 1,000, like those are all milestones that I never thought we could reach, but I'm really glad we are, and the community is growing, and love for Conquest, Reforged, and Minecraft is just at an all-time high. So I appreciate all of you being here. Once again, please consider subscribing, sharing it with your friends, all that good stuff. But anyways, let's get rid of that. What we're going to do now is we're going to show you the roof. And now I do recommend pausing this, but I'll tell you pretty much what the roof is. You're going to do 3 stair blocks, a full block after that, and then alternating full blocks, vertical half slabs, all the way up to the center peak. So 3 stairs, full block, and then a full block, vertical half slab, all the way up. That's pretty simple, actually. And on this part, we're actually going to have the part that juts out on the side. Now you're gonna have to fill it in with some solid blocks, and I used wood, and you'll see that in the walkthrough, though it is covered up by the plastered walls on the inside. But you're gonna fill it up, and I actually messed up here. The window's not supposed to be too wide, it's only supposed to be 1 wide and 3 high. So you're just gonna fill that in, then you're gonna take some wooden trap doors, slap it over those solid blocks, and then you're going to use some wooden stairs as, the awning going outward. And it should look just like so. Pretty cool, pretty simple, nothing too crazy. Then what we're going to do here is we're actually going to begin working on the porch. Now, the porch is pretty much going to be kind of a hit or miss with you. You're going to have to kind of, tweak it, make it your own, but I decided to use some wood blocks, put a stair block coming out of... I'm sorry, it was actually a full block coming off of the 2nd story layer, then a stair block, and then a half slab coming out. So it gives it a little bit of definition. It's not just solid blocks the whole way. You can do your support, pillars going down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to want to set up the outside railing. Now, you don't have to do railing. You could do more support pillars just going up to get the roof supported. I decided to actually use wood beams. But what you're going to want to do is just take some stair blocks, and you can do just normal half slab blocks. You can do stair blocks. I decided to use stair. I just thought it looked a little bit better. It was a little bit more kind of in your face. And I think that looked really good at the end product. And of course, I decided to do the blue roofing because I think this light color just pops on a very dull, neutral style build, just like this. So like I said, once again, you're going to take these wood beams, and you can either do like I did right now and do one space in between them, or what I decided to actually do and just put them together. Which makes it easier, I think, on the dimensions, and makes it work. And you just follow that all the way around, and you complete that build. And so here we are, of course, with the finished build, and we're about to get our walkthrough underway. Now, of course, any of you who watch me on stream or who just have watched some of my older videos, interior-wise, I'm not the best, but I really tried to make this build really, really good on the interior. So as soon as you walk through the double doors, we're going to have the actual tavern side. So this is going to be where you're going to come in for your journeys. You're going to take a rest, or if you just want to hang out, this is going to be in a city eventually. So, you want to meet up with the boys or girls and just have a good time and hang out. This is where you're going to be. We have the main counter here. We have some food, we have some drinks, we have some wine, we have everything you'll ever need to have a good time. Plenty of seating. It's a little cramped, but most things were in medieval times. There wasn't huge open spaces when it comes to most buildings. Things were a little cramped and everything. And as you can come out here on the patio, you can see all my other builds. Just ignore that for the time being, and you'll be able to go up to the 2nd story. Now this right here, as soon as you go up the stairs, you can turn around, and we're going to have just a small little seating area, small little study. You can kind of hang out there and relax if you need to get some quick paperwork done, or you could proceed down the hall here and go into just the rest area. Now we have this small little nook, nothing crazy, nothing fancy. I do like the way it is, but this is the actual resting area. You can see we have a few sofas, we have some books, we have a potted plant that is, glowing, of course, but that's just the lighting in Seuss Renewed, and Conquest Reforged makes it happens that way. But I just like this little area. It's very, very relaxing, very calming. It's very simple. And of course, it leads to the second story balcony, in which you can, just lean over and just enjoy the city views. And once again, you can see my other builds. That's your view for this video, my old builds that you've already seen a million times. Anyways, we're going up to the third story now. So it is 4 stories, actually. Go figure. But this is where 2 rooms are. It's not going to be a huge inn. It's mainly just a place for everyone to hang out. If you get too drunk and you get in a fight or something like that, maybe you can hang out here, rent a room. They're very simple. They're very basic. It's not meant for long-term stays. It's literally pretty much just for overnighters. So we have 2 of those rooms there, and you're going to see, once again, very basic, very simple. Have a nice little lighting. It's small, it's cozy, and that's it. Literally for you to sleep off your hangover and get up the next morning and get out, pay your tab and leave. But we're going to follow this hallway down, and you're going to see back here we have another small study area. Like I said, it's very simple. If you want to come out your room and just, maybe get some, coffee or something like that, you could. You're going to go right here, and there's actually the little supply closet for the janitorial staff. They could come down here, and this is where they'd get their brooms, their mops, and all that good stuff to be able to clean up everybody's messes. And just a little bit of some basic storage back here behind the stairs. That was a big open space. There wasn't really a lot to do with it, so I decided, hey, let's throw some supplies and some crates back there. So what we're going to do now is go up to the 4th story, which is really technically the attic. And you can see here we got a little bit of spider webs. We have some lighting, but this is going to be where all the food, the drink, and all that is stored. Now, typically you would have someone watching this. It's not like it would be just left completely unguarded for everyone to be able to get into. You can see here we got plenty of food supplies. We have, things for ale and wine and things like that would be stored up here. Now, like I said, you would pretty much have a guard up here, or just someone on the staff keeping people from coming up here, who would pretty much stay up here, always be taking inventory, maintain the supply down in the 1st floor, and just make sure everything's running smoothly and everything's operating the way it should. So we're just going to hop on out, and I'm going to give you another little flyby. So you can see I added a little hay area on the left hand side. Added a window to the roof that we filled in, and you can customize that however you'd like. But we have that nice popping blue patio, and then the brown roof up top. And of course I added the grass blocks with the trap doors just to give it that cozy medieval look, and I think it came out really, really well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love the way this inn came out. I started off with just a basic rectangle, but I think it ended up being very, very cool. So, of course, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the time lapse. I hope you can build this in your worlds and make it your own. But just like always, this is, of course, the Legendary Porpoise signing off. I hope to see y'all next time. Have a good day, and happy gaming.